Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. My name is Victoria Pikowska, and I'm the founder of Victory Art. And today we're going to have this session together. Today we're going to talk about amazing topic, which is very important for art industry and in general for the whole world at this point. Before we start, I would like to actually tell you a little bit more about our seminars, what's still waiting for us because we're in the beginning, and how many times and what topics you can join and you can educate yourself in. Well, firstly, let me introduce our company. We are Victory Art, and we're helping talented artists from Central and Eastern Europe to come to the global art world. These seminars are supported and are co-funded by the European Union, and we would like to thank them that they actually made this possible for all artists from the whole Europe to educate themselves in different genres. Firstly, before we actually jump to our topic, I would love to say, please be mindful of other people speaking. Please keep your microphones off until there are questions and answers section. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat and be respectful towards others, and mainly have a great time. A little bit about Victory Art before we jump to the topic. We're leaders in Eastern European art. We're as well replacing outdated stereotypes about this region, and at the same time, we're advocates for all of our artists to give them equal opportunities on the art market. We already went through two seminars. This is our third seminar, and to be honest, this topic is very, very exciting. It's about sustainability and art. In order to actually give you a little bit more overview, these seminars are going to be happening until the 22nd of December. And in total, we're going to have 20 amazing topics. We're going to as well collaborate in these seminars with amazing company from Poland. They're called GJW Gallery. It's actually art company, which at the same time has gallery, and they're going to tell you more about law in art already next week. And at the same time, we're going to talk about art on the internet and all the things you should be careful about as an artist. And so first and the most important one is what is actually sustainability and the importance of sustainability. Sustainability in art is something was extremely trendy at this point, and at the same time, this helps in general the whole world to put up with the environmental crisis. The thing is that sustainability in art was not very interesting, or rather said, popular topic until very recent years. So we can see, let's say, in the past 5 years, that there's becoming more sustainability involved in art industry. People are more concerned about what CO2 impact, for example, art fairs have or exhibitions have, and they're looking for more environmental friendly alternatives like online exhibitions. NFT, you definitely heard about it already. NFT was popular as well, let's say last year, and now, and the whole crypto market is actually concerned about environmental impact. Mining bitcoins, mining different coins are creating a lot of CO2. So those things are becoming very relevant topic in the art industry. And we're going to definitely talk about how sustainability can inspire more social consciousness, especially in the art industry, and types of sustainability within art industry. So let's directly jump to our topic. There are certain sustainable goals which were created by United Nations, which were created as well by European Union, and which were created by Germany. Especially Germany and Netherlands are at this point very hardcore looking at sustainability and the impact of different industries on their countries. And these sort of, let's say, goals or regulations were not in place like 10, 15 years ago, but now we really see that countries and continents and regions and different groups are pushing to make this number one and the most important topic to discuss. This goal actually requires not only companies, but at the same time individuals, as for example artists, to really think about what they're using, what they're buying, and in general about their everyday operations. Sustainability in art can look the way that, for example, you as an artist, you can start using more natural materials. You can start using plants. You can even create sometimes your own colors. You can do so many things with that. For example, I personally own one sustainable artwork, and that one is done from recycled materials. So this artwork was done by one very talented Czech artist. And what she did was that she made herself the wooden frame for artwork, and then she put like random folly, like plastic foil. She had in her art studio, and she painted on it, and the result is amazing. The artwork is even transparent. It's a really one of a kind experience, and I personally saw many artworks in my life. However, that one stood up to me the most. In terms of how else you can be more sustainable as an artist, of course it's more about using natural lighting. It's about cleaning with environmental friendly products and stop buying plastic bottles. However, about all these things we already know. I would love to pinpoint as well another kind of way you can create your art, and it is actually called furoshiki, and this is old Japanese art of folding fabrics, and I saw it multiple times, and it's amazing. You can, for example, use old clothes to create a new artworks, which are looking great in interior, or you can even change the color of the fabric in different ways. Or maybe you can paint the fabric yourself and then create an artwork out of it. At the same time, there as well, there's one very popular art, or kind of like a creative way how to repair old broken pottery, which is called kintsugi, and this is giving old things, old objects which you would normally throw away, different perspective and different vibe in everyday life. And Japan has been as well very popular for doing land art. Maybe you're asking yourself, what's land art? Land art is actually something what can be considered as one of the first sustainable art. Land art is very well known for its environmental friendliness, and at the same time it's a way of not really lasting. So the only way how you can capture land art is usually through photography or video. And maybe now you're asking, what's actually land art? Land art is kind of art what you create usually like somewhere in nature, and you use as well things you find in nature. So it means that maybe you can create some, I don't know, circles in sand, or you can create some circles in grass, or you can use old trees or branches to actually create something. And so these are as well other ways how artists actually were creating the first kind of sustainable art. Maybe if you're a human being who is very much interested in creating something absolutely from nature, this might be interesting for you. At the same time, I would love to say that we can see a lot of implementation of sustainability at the same time in technological schools, in art schools, and at the same time in different other universities. In a sense that these artists or people are trying to really create something what's eco-friendly. One of the best ways how to be eco-friendly is either to recycle old things, or actually better said, reuse old things, or really focus on using 100% sustainable and ecological materials. Nowadays, you as an artist, you're already able to buy different ecological colors. You're able to find even ecological canvases, and you're able to find even canvases which are kind of whitened or even painted with sustainable colors. So it's really up to you as an artist, what's super close to you, and you are able to use in your art. Of course, each artist has different perspective and different approach towards his or her art. So it depends what you are doing. Are you a painter? Are you doing drawing? What's exactly your purpose and your vision as an artist? As I mentioned in the beginning, art fairs, art exhibitions are creating a lot of CO2 impact, negative CO2 impact, of course. And this is one of the reasons why many different countries or even European Union is right now asking each company who wants to collaborate with them in some level to actually describe their CO2 impact, how you can save an environment, how you can help your environment. And it's not necessary about suddenly starting doing big things, but it's about doing small things and being consistent with it. What you as an artist can happen, or how you can actually be in another way more sustainable, is that you're gonna use CO2 free shipping companies. Of course, I understand that these companies are not available everywhere. However, if you're coming from Western Europe or you're coming from America, then you definitely will be able to use this kind of amazing services. In other ways, there are as well sustainable colors. That's something what we mentioned before. And there are different ways how you can use sustainable colors and what sustainable colors are out there. So for example, if we should really think about history, Raphael's Madonna and Child enthroned with Saints was actually painted with carbon mineral colors. So this is one of the most iconic paintings in the world, and you might know it even. Maybe some of you does not know it, but definitely go Google it. So we can already see from the past that artists had this kind of vision to experiment with different consistency, with different resources, and that it actually lasted quite a long time. So if this is one of your concerns, like will my art last, or will my buyers like it, or how they will react to it, then you should definitely give it a try, because you see that this thing is really consistent. So you can, for example, do colors, or like use colors from plants, for minerals, from insects even. However, one of the most fun way how to paint is to actually use fruit. And I saw many artworks which were done that way, and it was amazing. The results were amazing. At the same time, you can bring a new old fabrics into life. That's something what we already mentioned in Japanese, actually, folding, art of folding. However, you can implement it in fashion. We can see that there are many brands who are actually collecting the old clothes, and they're giving people vouchers, and they're reusing their old clothes to create a new clothes. Or you can actually even use thrift shop. That's something that's amazing. Maybe you're even thinking how you as an artist can create sculptures, ecological art from sculptures. There are many amazing ways how you can really take plastic, form it, and create something like this, what you see right now. So in terms of being sustainable, in terms of create a positive impact in the world, you didn't have to dig deep in your pocket. You don't have to go far. You can even reuse things you have at home. I personally have a lot of clothes I did not have time to actually throw away, but they're still in my place. So if I want, I can create art with that, and maybe folding art. Land art, that's something what I already mentioned, and this is a perfect example what you can see right now. Land art, you can really see how many amazing really amazing shapes you can create. And when you think that this is everything in nature, it's stunning. And at the same time, the disadvantage is that it does not last long. It's a very short-term thing, and the only source which is actually helping us to capture this kind of moment is either using video or photography. In terms of another way, or like another thing what's becoming very popular in sustainable art is to create sculptures which are creating energy, and they are creating energy from renewable sources. So as you can see as well in this picture, it's tree, but it's actually windmill, and oh sorry, it's actually, as you can see on this picture, there is solar panel, which looks like a tree and looks very, very natural. Recently, I traveled to Ireland, and you can see that it's getting popular even in Ireland. Of course, Ireland has a reputation of being very windy, with bad weather, very rainy. However, people are using it there. And I was actually in forest, uh, close to some kind of farm, but it was more forest. And we had our own solar panels, and it was amazing. So if you're this kind of person who is as well a little bit technologically skilled, you can very easily do something like this and make the environment so much better place for all of us. About upcycling, that's something what we a little bit discussed something about upcycling. This is what we already discussed before. It is about really using something what we think is unusable or unwanted or broken, and giving a new purpose to it. So it's very similar with that art of folding, the Japanese art of folding. You can really take old clothes you have at home and create completely new art, which might be interesting for your clients. So this is actually time for all the questions and answers. So feel free to actually turn on your microphone or put it in the chat. And next week, we're going to focus on law in art. This is going to be done by our partners from GJW Gallery. And this is going to be an amazing time that you can ask all the questions. You can raise your concerns, and you can get professional help by people who are skilled in law and at the same time in art industry. So definitely join us next week. Do not miss it. One more time, thank you to European Union, and thank you as well to Victoria, our team, who made this possible. And do not forget to follow us on social media to get latest news from the art world. Have a great evening.